Okay, hi. So, my name is Boxy, and it's been a while since I made a new video.
I first heard about YouTube when I was in high school.
Hey, Fred! I went to a party with Daniel, and he kissed me.
Just kind of wondering, what is that?
I have this really vague memory.
They have really long trunks.
I believe it might have been the first YouTube video ever.
It was, and featured trunk enthusiast and YouTube co-founder Javed Karim. And it ignited 20 years of liking, commenting and subscribing. 20 million videos are uploaded to YouTube every day, and the site's estimated to account for about a fifth of all internet traffic. In the US, people spend more time watching YouTube on TV than Netflix, Amazon, or all of Disney's TV networks and streaming services combined. But the world's central repository of video content is now taking a risky gamble, while also facing its first real competition in years.
The biggest threat for YouTube is that someone could come along and do what they did 20 years ago.
And so, with novel threats knocking at its door, can a wealthy, grown-up YouTube still keep its kids engaged?
You're still here.
YouTube has a knack for survival. Should humanity accidentally deploy a planet-wide exit strategy, Earth may well just be old Nokia phones, Twinkies and YouTube servers. And it has youngsters to thank for that.
The vast majority of teens consume YouTube content every single day. Most of the products that were popular when I was a teen are either extinct or they're for the boomer generation at this point.
Just imagine MySpace or MSN Messenger holding prime real estate on billions of our home screens.
The site was founded in 2005. Sharing video online was just beginning.
YouTube provided this really easy way for people to just seamlessly share these little moments that might have once been stuck in sort of home video land.
Within a year, YouTube was serving 30 million videos a day to 9 million people a month, with about 30,000 new clips being added every 24 hours.
Johnny!
Broadband internet, advances in video compression software, and tools like Adobe Flash combined to help YouTube become the internet's preferred way of broadcasting itself.
One of their major reasons for the success their first year was that people could embed it into MySpace, which at the time was incredibly popular.
Although that made hosting and serving up video files expensive.
One of the founders put up a pretty major bill on his personal credit card.
It had also caught the attention of some deep-pocketed businesses at a pivotal stage in their own evolution.
Google was very worried they would become obsolete if they did not have a social media component to their business.
So it snapped up YouTube for $1.6 billion, enough for the founders to pay off their credit cards, go back and look at some more elephants, and have change to spare. And change really is the operative word here.
This was the beginning of this sort of user-generated internet.
So what had Google actually bought? At the time, a big viral success story was Brie Avery, better known as the character Lonely Girl 15.
Hi, guys.
It tapped into what YouTube did best.
I don't really know how my parents would react to this.
She was sort of talking to the audience as if they knew her.
And countless other young people achieved cult status doing the same, including Boxy, aka actress Catherine Wayne.
I was like, I am not trolling. I am Boxy, you see?
The old tastemakers that had kind of determined what would be in vogue, that was starting to change, and YouTube really catalyzed that shift.
Not without some irony and costly legal crises though, thanks to YouTube's belly full of copyrighted material from those old tastemakers.
And they interpreted it this way that, listen, if someone's going to ask us to take it down, we will, but until then, we're going to keep it up.
That soon came to a head.
It's the latest round of charges and countercharges in Viacom's billion-dollar copyright infringement lawsuit against YouTube.
Viacom ended up accusing YouTube and Google of knowingly putting up that copyright and making money from it.
After 7 years of back and forth, the companies eventually settled. Still, YouTube needed to convince the rest of the industry it was legit. What it did changed the direction of the platform for the next decade. And so began Act 2. Amid the Viacom ordeal and with a global music scandal still in recent memory, Google rolled out something called Content ID.
And that effectively is a piece of software that can detect when copyrighted material shows up in a video, and then it gives the owner the ability to either remove that video or make money from any ads that appear on that. And sort of overnight, that system basically let YouTube coexist with the record labels, with Hollywood studios, with TV networks. And we saw this major shift where they were willing to go to YouTube, in part because they saw a commercial pathway.
And a lucrative one. Over the last 5 years, YouTube ads consistently made up 10 to 11% of all Alphabet's revenue, which has roughly doubled in that time from $183 billion to $350 billion in 2024. That year, YouTube ad sales hit $36 billion, almost as much as Disney, Paramount, Fox, and NBC Universal combined. But back to our timeline. In 2010, YouTube introduced the next key feature that would lead to all that.
They built this format called the skippable ad, which seems kind of counterintuitive, but now we're all familiar with this, right?
Skippable ads incentivized marketing departments to create compelling promos that people wouldn't want to ignore.
Whether you own one donkey or dozens, we can help protect what matters most.
And then, this.
When I grow up, I'ma be a supermodel.
In 2012, YouTube made this seismic change in switching over to prioritize what it's called watch time.
This disincentivized clickbaity videos and encouraged users to upload stuff people actually wanted to watch.
Beauty vlogging, makeup tutorials became really popular, video game live streams.
And that's in part why podcasts are really popular on YouTube. People put it on in the background and just keep it on for hours and hours.
The total amount of time people spend watching short clips remains significant, but more time's now given to videos 20 minutes or longer than all the little ones put together. Come to think of it, we should probably have padded this video out a bit more. Have a cat on a keyboard. In its second decade of life, YouTube's enduring popularity with younger audiences brought about new obstacles.
One of the most infamous crises they had to deal with was New Year's Eve 2018. Logan Paul at the time was one of the biggest YouTubers in the world and had gone to shoot this series in Japan.
This forest is also known as the Japanese suicide forest.
I should have never posted the video. I am sorry.
YouTube toughened its content policies after this, but vetting the 20 million uploads it says users make each day is notoriously difficult.
There's been, in the mid-2010s, terrorism content on YouTube that people found was being advertised against, and that's just not something that any advertiser wants.
You saw a major boycott of advertisers at the start of 2017 around content moderation issues.
Most returned after content rules were tightened further, and non-compliant videos were removed more quickly. But YouTube now exists in a political era, at least in the US, where aggressive moderation is less popular.
Their trust and safety teams have been really hit hard by layoffs in recent years.
YouTube and Google are both trying to have a lighter touch, not really moderate so heavily.
They'll need to deal with those industry-wide responsibilities while maintaining the unique loyalty of YouTube's users and the 20 billion videos they've uploaded, and do so in the face of unprecedented competition. That will define how YouTube will do from here on out, in its third act.
YouTube has many existential threats: regulatory pressure, misinformation, antitrust issues.
And the new elephant in the room.
The massive repository of videos that YouTube has built up through the years has become this incredibly valuable asset to train AI models.
It doesn't allow other companies to scrape its data, but it kind of give some wiggle room that Google itself could be doing the scraping for its own AI model.
And so it's a real moral dilemma. You know, in some extreme cases, people think of it as stealing.
And so now there's a real fear among some creators that they have unwittingly armed artificial intelligence to replace them.
Google DeepMind has developed a video generation AI model. And so you type in whatever thing you want to see in a video, and then the AI model will generate the actual content.
Or possibly just vast quantities of junk, so-called AI slop.
And, you know, as that takes over platforms like Google Search and YouTube, it is a challenge for the platforms to wade through more of this stuff.
Although the jury's out on whether this is bad for YouTube.
Fundamentally, it's an advertising company. And if there's more AI content on there, there could just be more advertising.
Talk to people inside the company. Their explanation here is that they are building these AI tools for creators that are going to be incredibly beneficial to them.
Things like translation and dubbing, which can help creators reach foreign audiences.
The words I'm saying right now could be instantaneously in Spanish, in Mandarin. 而且不仅如此，他们还会用我的声音说话，就好像我是一个以普通话为母语的人一样。
But for anyone unhappy with Google's AI strategy, there's now that real alternative we mentioned.
TikTok has become probably the fiercest competition that YouTube has faced in its lifetime. TikTok is not only very popular with the younger generation, it's also probably the first platform to come around and build up a successful creator industry.
YouTube still pulls the greatest number of teenage eyeballs, if you'll forgive the horrific mental image, but TikTok isn't far behind, prioritizing the short, snappy viral treats YouTube used to feast on.
YouTube really needs to remain the go-to place for young people. That is what has kept it at the center of the conversation for so long.
There's a former executive at YouTube that told me this. It was these three different stages that every company goes through: joke, threat, obvious. In YouTube's first years, it was kind of seen as a joke. It was dogs on skateboards. It was a ragtag team. It was not taken very seriously. Then its next evolution was becoming this threat, a threat to social media companies, a threat to television in Hollywood. Then it entered a third phase where it is obvious. It's just there. It is the sleeping giant of modern media.
But to keep it that way and defy the metaphorical warheads of politics, AI, and TikTok, YouTube needs the future Lonely Girl 15s and Boxies of the world to trust it. They formed the bedrock of the platform's success, and for the first time, they no longer need to stay subscribed.
I think that's about it. Bye!